We live?
Yeah, we live. Let's do it.
What's good, y'all? Today is our first episode of Bonds Beyond Time. Say that right?
Yeah, you got it right. You got it right.
Welcome to the first episode of Bonds Beyond Time with the gang, the squad. I got my brother here, Michael Boykin, and my father, my pops, OG, Timothy Dwayne Boykin, aka BNITW. You don't know nothing about that.
AKA Ugly Man. Move out the way again so we can see that picture.
Don't sweat the technique.
Man, we here today. We just really we up in this podcast just to give y'all some vibes, a little insight of our life and how we be rocking, and a little bit about us, dibble dabble in different sections. You know how we do. Ain't that right, bro?
Yeah, that's right.
I missed
That's what we're
anything?
starting on today because I'm real interested in what we got to say to each other today. It's been a while since us three in particular got together, so I'm interested to see what we cook up for each other tonight or this afternoon.
Why everything got to be a vibe too, Michaela? Why can't it just be a regular day?
Oh, bro, we vibing.
You gotta have that good energy, bro.
See, my generation vibing mean we dancing or some music is playing. I ain't heard no music yet.
Man, look, if I know how to turn the music on this joint, we'll be have that music on.
Listen, it's really gonna be turned. The whole podcast show finna be turned because I'm vibing every show. We don't want to be lame and corny like you. You get up here, you corny already. You got a picture of yourself with him.
Oh, so I see what this is gonna be. This is gonna be the jump on dad and pick on me.
Hey,
type
look,
of thing.
hey, look, Lala, Kayla trying to gang up on you. Kayla trying to gang up on you though. I'm chilling.
I can't gang up on him by myself, bro.
I'm chilling. She's trying to get me on her side, but you feel me? I'm neutral. I'm neutral in this whole thing.
Better beware, because if I ever get comfortable, I'm gonna let them fly.
I'm neutral in this whole thing, man.
Huh? You see, I'm trying to be all professional. Got my little glasses on. Got my notepad right here to take some notes.
Hey, here what's crazy though, because I'm just as prepared
my story straight.
Hey, look, I'm just as prepared as you are, because in our first podcast, we're gonna go ahead and let my dad piggyback on like his lifestyle, and we're gonna kind of piggyback off of it. All right, Michaela. So I want to hear what his life was like coming up. What?
Did I miss the memo of having a notepad or something?
You just not prepared.
That's just called being unprepared.
You're not prepared.
Bro, I thought we were just vibing.
Anyways, we're gonna let my dad tell.
We're gonna vibe.
Oh yeah. We're gonna let my dad tell his story, then we're gonna come behind it, adding our little parts, ask our cool questions. You feel what I'm saying? And we can just talk through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go ahead,
you're gonna have to update the Wi-Fi too, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm about to say your Wi-Fi tweaking, man.
Yeah, but I hear y'all good.
Sound like a broken intercom at McDonald's.
I hear y'all good though. See? Did y'all hear anything I said though?
No.
Just a little bit. You might have to position yourself next to the router, kid.
I might need to go downstairs. Let me put my charge on.
Hey, go ahead and make that move, boss man.
Man, hush. I had some football playing earlier.
Yeah, some what?
Some football on early.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike got a fresh haircut and everything for the podcast, didn't he?
Look at the picture though. Why you licking your lips for, G? Like your name Tron or something.
Yeah, I was going through my light skin era during that time.
Oh yeah, you thought you were light skinned?
Yeah, man.
You found your footing yet? You downstairs?
Yeah, I'm downstairs. Hold on, I'm trying to get myself set up good. All right, how's the Wi-Fi now? Is that better?
We can't see you.
I'm about to get on. I'm about to get turned on. How's that?
But I don't.
All right, let's go ahead and get this jump popping there. Go ahead.
So y'all
just
want to hear about
rip-
my story, huh?
And like I said, we're gonna kind of jump into it, especially whenever we are involved. We're gonna jump into it and start adding our little parts to it. We're just gonna vibe out wherever we feel like we want to share. We can share during that time. You get what I'm saying? And any
All right.
questions that we want to
Okay.
ask, we can ask them.
Okay, I'm originally from the place that we call the Block in Clinton. It's the side of town that we live on. Got 2 projects over there. I lived in Dogwood Circle, and I lived on Boney Street, right behind the Sampson Center Gym, which is like the center part of our neighborhood. That's where we all went at to kind of get some recreation activities. There was a lot of other activities going on over there. It was pretty bad when I was coming up, as far as, you know, the activity that were going on at the Sampson Center Gym. I had we started out with, there was 4 of us in the beginning. It was me, my sister Carla, my brother Corey, and my brother Kane. And Gerard came along whenever we was about to move to Dogwood Circle. So coming up, I was an athlete. I liked to play sports, and you know, just had different opportunities to dabble in the streets, but decided, you know, that sports would be what I decided to do. I played, got pretty good at it, got recruited to play football, got some nice offers from different places. But
Where you get the
unfortunately,
offers from, man?
I had offers from different places, man. I was getting interest from, you know, the Tar Heels. I was getting interest from NC State. I've got interest as far as Florida. Had some East Carolina looks. Just some Power 5 Division I schools, because I was pretty big. I was about 6'2" and about 250. And as my friend Dre would say, I was big for a long time. Yeah. So unfortunately, in high school, I had a knee injury, and that knee injury turned out to be what did me in as far as sports. So after that, I kind of just drifted around in the streets for a little bit, trying to figure out life and where I wanted to go. I went to college at Shaw University for about a semester, and then the girl that I was dating at the time, which turned out to be my wife, Nicole, told me she was pregnant with this knucklehead, Michael Boykin, up here.
Why you ain't just say our mama? That's our mama.
Hey, Michaela,
Why
you know,
say our mama?
Well, your old mammy then. How about that?
Hey, Michaela, you know the crazy thing? We had the family reunion this past weekend, right? And everybody was like, you know how you know that a kid is a boykin? All of them got big foreheads.
Oh.
No, they were talking about your eyes.
They were talking about the foreheads this weekend.
How big your eyes were.
Who eyes?
Yeah.
Man, nah, outside the family ain't got no eyebrows. That's what it is.
No, you and my mama don't have eyebrows. The rest of us have.
Look at Mike Skimp.
I got eyebrows.
Shade his off.
No, I ain't shaved mine off.
Y'all all off task already. This is the first podcast. Y'all already off task.
All right, go ahead.
You will ask some questions or something.
Go ahead,
man. Cause we ain't in there yet. We ain't got nothing. Cause I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, so it got boring to you that fast?
It ain't that boring. I just didn't. I didn't know that you had all those offers, bro. Or you had offers.
I never told y'all that.
No.
You never told us that.
Well, I had.
You had us thinking we got all this talent from our mom.
Yeah, because I love my wife and I want her to think that everything revolves around her. But your mom was a national champion double dutch jumper, 2-time national champion double dutch jumper. It takes you you got to be real athletic to do that. Mm-hmm. So y'all kind of got a little bit from me and your mom. So I was just really good at football. I really didn't love football though. I like to play football, but I love basketball. But one of my coaches told me in high school, he sat me down in his office and he said, "You're really good at football. I know you love basketball, but how many 6'1" at the time I was 6'1"? He said, "How many 6'1" and 230-pound point guards do you know?" And it kind of made sense to me. So I thought that my best option would be to go play football and try to earn a scholarship that way. Unfortunately, I got hurt in the process of that. Now, I played basketball for 2 years. I played my freshman year and I played my junior year. My senior year and my sophomore year, I was recovering from knee surgery. Both of those years. Y'all didn't know that either, did you?
No. See, I was under the impression that you had played all 4 years basketball too.
Nah. But see, the reason why I didn't want to bring all that stuff up while y'all was coming up is because I wanted y'all to carve y'all own path. Everybody around here knew what type of athlete I was. They came to watch me play. I was a decent athlete. I was pretty good. But
do you know they still did it? They still, you feel me? They still did it. It was still a shadow. It ain't. And but when I say shadow, I don't say that as in like a bad thing though. It was just like you know how good your dad was type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I didn't never want y'all to have that type of pressure of having to live up to anything that I had done. I wanted y'all pressure to come from your own goals, what you were trying to accomplish.
Right.
So I mentioned it sometimes how good I was, and y'all knew I was pretty decent when I was playing with y'all, and I was, older or whatever, playing early bird and, just getting out there and playing in those tournaments I used to take y'all to when y'all were little, people crossing me up and me falling down and all that, y'all laughing.
Michaela.
That jumper was sweet.
You got no buckets in early bird. Ain't played not a lick of defense.
Who ain't getting no buckets in early bird?
Just cause you beat everybody down the court cause you ain't play no defense don't mean nothing.
Hey, Michaela, he was always him and Rev used to always argue over who was gonna take the ball out of half
if I ain't getting no buckets in early bird.
Who's gonna pass the ball at the top of the key?
Who gonna pass the ball at the top of the key at half court?
Could nobody out there stick me? You crazy?
Right,
nobody stick me.
Let's get
back. And then when I play in the tournaments and stuff, me and my homeboy Johnson just get in the tournament just to be physical with people, so we get out there and just rough people up. That was the whole name of the game. You let the young boys score and do all of that shooting and that pretty stuff. We get in there and be banging and knocking people out of the way.
Because y'all football players, that's all y'all do. What's wrong with
y'all?
Well,
I told you, I do the game though, Michael. It was cerebral, man. I know if you knock somebody who's finesse on the floor, they're not gonna come around you no more. They're gonna do their best to stay away from you.
You got that right, because I was one of them.
It was what that?
Cerebral.
Cerebral. We finna start with the big words.
Yeah,
hey, Pops, we gotta do a vocabulary word of the day on these podcasts.
Yeah, because he be trying to make them big old words, man.
Man, you don't know what cerebral is, man?
Man, I know what cerebral is.
Tell us what cerebral is.
That means it's mental. It's all upstairs. I was smart with the game.
All right, Dad. Yeah. So we got to Shaw. Then you found out that I was about to be born, or I was on the way. Then what?
Me and your mama made a decision that I was gonna come back home, and I was gonna get a job, and we were gonna support our little family that we started. Your mama had went out and found us a place to live at. She already had a job. Your mama was always a worker. She always had a job since she was about 16 or 17. So she found a place for us. By the time I got my stuff packed up good from school and came home, we had a place to live and we was on our way. I still had some issues though, because when I left, after dealing with all that stuff, the injuries and all of that, and not being able to play football, it kind of took a toll on me because, even though I didn't love the game, I still liked to play the game, and I couldn't play it anymore.
How did you deal with the fact, like, that you weren't going to be able to play, though? Like, you knew that it was a wrap for you.
I smoked a lot of weed. I just keep it 100 with you. I smoked a lot of weed. And that became a vice for me too. For about 4 years of my life, it became a vice. So I kind of leaned on that. And, at first it was a thing where I didn't care who saw me or who dealt, because I didn't care. I was to the point where I was just trying to figure it out. And then it got to be a point where I didn't want to be around people like that. I was becoming isolated and working little odds and end jobs that won't pay much of nothing. And then, you were coming and just trying to figure things out, man. It was rough.
So then, like, it was like a little stretch there. Just off of my common knowledge, it was like a little stretch there where they weren't too much going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, you was just kind of, I ain't gonna say going through the motions, but you was making stuff happen. let's kind of skip it to where like all three of us are here, me, Michaela, and Marcus, and you decided to
But
leave
there's some
Hibbets.
things that's in between there that you don't want to skip to that part.
I'm
right,
curious then. Let me hear it.
because you're gonna miss out on some things because I wound up getting it together, whatever, finding a little job. I wound up going to the block for the first time. I started working there, and guess how much I was making an hour at the block when I worked there the first time?
It had to be about minimum
12.
wage.
13.
Cause
What's minimum wage to you?
like $7.25.
Minimum wage back then was $5.25 an hour. That's what I made at that job. $5.25 an hour, and only worked 30 hours a week.
Man, you
So
couldn't even for real get on make chicken a couple of times out of the week.
listen, I can't tell you. It had to be God as to why me and your mama survived the way we did, because I didn't make no money, but I didn't want to go to a job where I was going to be very unhappy. At least working there, I was happy.
Yeah.
And once I got married, I figured out that we were gonna need some more money. You know, by that time, Michaela, you was here, and Marcus was in the bun cooking.
Hey, by the time I got here, we eat double cheeseburgers and everything, won't we?
Yeah, y'all was eating double cheeseburgers while your mama and me was eating noodles and noodles. So
put
it was a
hot dogs
sacrifice.
put hot dogs
I
in
would have
there.
got. No, we eat by eating the sausages.
Hey, we had to do what we got to do. But I can tell you this: y'all didn't miss no meals.
I can say that for sure.
Y'all didn't miss no meals. I'm telling you that. Yeah, but me and your mama lived in every rough neighborhood that you can name in Clinton. Just about. We lived in Darwood Circle. We lived in Royal Lane. We lived in Country Estates. We lived in
Country Estates,
Quail Run. We lived on the block. We lived everywhere that you could possibly. We lived on Lewis Street. We lived everywhere in Clinton that you can possibly think, where it was drug infested and violence and everything going on. But God still kept his hands around us and kept us away from all of that for the most part. We got into some things sometimes, but luckily for us, knock on wood, the Lord blessed us to where we ain't have to, go down that rabbit hole of getting into trouble and being locked up and all that stuff like that. For the most part, they kind of spared us pretty much. And it had to be all God.
Like how for you, how hard was it to kind of keep your family away, still around, but away from all the violence and stuff like that? Because like you said, rough neighborhoods everywhere.
It was really hard, but at the same time, I say the neighborhood kind of cut us some slack because they knew me from playing sports. They knew my wife from being in the neighborhood. They knew we were good people, and we weren't really trying to be involved in all of that. And every time they saw us, they saw y'all. So we was always together all the time. So it ain't like I was dropping y'all off here and there, going to do what I was doing, or my wife dropping y'all off here and there, going to do what she had to do. It wasn't nothing like that. If we couldn't take y'all with us, we weren't going. So, and it was like that for the first 10 years of Michael's life.
It's crazy,
if y'all
though,
couldn't
because,
go,
man,
we weren't going.
Hold up, my connection tripping. Can y'all hear me?
Glitch.
It's crazy though, man, because that's like a hard thing for real. Because we weren't involved in that stuff at all, but we would still know like how to handle ourselves in those situations. You get what I'm saying? And that, I know that's not easy to put into your kids.
Me and my wife had a conversation about that one day because I came home from work and I just met some of the kids that were your age at the block. This is when I started working at the block again. And I saw some of the kids that were your age at the block, and I saw how behind y'all were as far as like just street knowledge and common sense, like little stuff that you ain't have to worry about in country estates. Like they had to worry about it every day, and they were a little more advanced than y'all. So I came home and I was talking to my wife, and I said, Nicole, I said, I done been up there to the block and I saw some kids from Dogwood Circle, Sansom Home, And if our kids don't start coming up there with us, they're gonna get ran over, they're gonna get bullied, they're gonna get pushed around, they're gonna get all of this stuff that they don't want, they're gonna get it because these kids are smart and they know what they're doing. And it took some convincing, but I made the decision with my wife that y'all were gonna start coming to work with me at the Samson Center every day because y'all needed to know that world as well as any other world around you in order to survive.
So
And
how you
little did
think
we
that
know.
correlates to
Ooh.
our life? How you think that translates to our life now?
I think it translated great because not only can y'all live or understand your surroundings, but you can be in the Black community, you can be in the white community, you can be in the Asian community, and you won't stick out like a sore thumb. You know how to conduct yourself when you're in these environments to where you don't draw attention to yourself because you've been exposed to so much of it. Through the block and through our travels with sports and everything, you had to be around different cultures all the time. So y'all are multicultural. Like, for example, Marcus had to go to Harold's Christian Academy. Harold's Christian Academy was predominantly white. He had to know how to get along with a whole bunch of people that wasn't like him. Same thing for Mike. Mike had to go to the Trinity. And when he went to Trinity, there was a lot of kids around him that wasn't like him. They didn't come from the same walks of life that he did. So he had to be multicultural to deal with that. Same for you when you went to Duke. When you went to Duke, there was all different races there. And you knew how to survive because of the trips and the basketball games and being at the block and all that stuff, being around different people, you could survive in those elements. So yeah, it made a difference in y'all life.
And who'd have thought that would have been like one of the best possible decisions ever? Because like at the time, y'all, I know y'all were probably thinking it was like just like a learning curve thing, but y'all didn't think making that decision would be like getting all of us scholarships and stuff like that. I know.
You talking about going to Trinity?
No, I'm talking about like deciding to send us to the block with you to work every day.
Oh no, the main thing was at that point, we wasn't even on the basketball tip yet. The main thing from that point was getting y'all to understand that there's gonna be kids out there that's gonna be smarter. There's gonna be kids out there that's gonna know more than you. There's gonna be kids out there that's doing things that you're not into. I don't want you to be a follower of that. If you're doing that, my thing was if you're gonna get into something, you better be the lead of it. You better not be following nobody. And that's the thing that I wanted y'all to learn from the block. There's gonna be a lot of things that you can go off on the sides and do. If you choose that, you deal with the consequences, but it's your choice. But if you're doing it because somebody else told you to, I'm gonna be all on that ass.
What was we at? We were talking about whenever you decided to get us all at the block. Hey, I'm curious about what made you start with. Let's go with community stuff first. What made you decide to do the things that you decided to do within the community around that time where you came back to the block to work?
Because when I was growing up, it was so rough over there, and we had Shelton. He was trying his best, but it was just so rough over there that when I had the opportunity to come back, I wanted to make a difference in my community and change it for the better for the youth. I wanted to help the adults too, but I wanted to change it more for the youth because the gym should always be looked at as a place of safety. Children could come there and know that they got somebody reliable to look after them, make sure they're safe, make sure they have some discipline about them. And we wasn't having that at the gym at the time. We were just having like these guys that was running assistant at the gym. They'd be drunk sometimes. Some of them didn't half want to show up for work. They didn't want to get involved with the community. They just wanted to come there, open the gym for their friends or get drunk or whatever. And, you know, it was just a whole bunch of mess. And me going back there, I just saw the need for a change in that area. And I thought that I could be that change.
You got anything, Michaela?
No.
Uh-oh.
What?
Well, let me tell you this then. When I interviewed for the job at the gym, Shelton came. I was working as a manager at Hibbett Sports. I worked as a manager over there for about 5 years. And Shelton came to the job and told me that he was about to retire, but I ain't listened to him because he always had been saying that I'm about to retire or whatever, and then it'd be a whole nother year. And I'd be like, man, you ain't gonna do nothing. And he came over there and he said, man, I'm doing it for real and I'm gonna get it in your name or whatever. So at the time, I knew this guy named Dale Johnson. He was a big time lawyer in Clinton. God, bless his dead. But Dale Johnson had told us when we were playing football, he said, if you ever need me, give me a call and I'll do what I can to help you. Now, somebody say words like that to me, I take words like that to the heart. I don't take that as like something that you say to somebody lightly. So
Right.
whenever Shelton told me about the job, I knew at the time that he was the city attorney. He was the attorney over Clinton City. So I gave him a call. He haven't heard from me in some years. And he was happy to hear from me. And then in the midst of the conversation, I said, Mr. Johnson, you remember you told us whenever we graduated high school, if there was anything that you can do for us, that you'd be willing to do it. And he said, yes, sir. I meant every word of it. I told him, I said, look, I said, the Sampson Center gym is, Shelton called me and told me he going to retire. Or he came by the job and told me he's going to retire. And I'm very interested in that job. Is there anybody who you know that could help me on my journey to get this job? He said, let me call you back in a few minutes. Now this is on the job phone at Hibbett's. Back then we didn't have like cell phones like they are now. This was on the landline. So he called me back about 10, 15 minutes and he said, you got a meeting with the city manager. I'm like, who? He said, the city manager. He said, his name John Condit. I need for you to go down there and talk to him on I think it was on a Tuesday. He said, I need you to go down there and talk to him on Tuesday. I said, all right. I said, what am I supposed to say? And these are his exact words. He said, hell, I don't know. Be Tim Boykin. It worked for me. And that's what he said. And I took that like in my mind, even today, like when I'm doing something and I'm introducing myself to somebody, I'm introducing Tim Boykin. Like, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. If you can deal with that, we can work together. If not, then, I guess we can't collab. So I wound up talking to John Condit, and I asked him what I was supposed to talk about. He said, be you. I went in there, talked to him. I was being myself, and I wound up getting that job. Now, keep in mind, I did an interview for the job, and in the middle of the job, the lady said, it was Judy. Y'all remember Judy Nicholson, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Judy said, yeah, the karate teacher. Judy said, it's a formality, but I got to interview 3 or more people, but more than likely you'll get the job. And I said, well, I just got one thing. And she said, what's that? I said, I got small children. I got 3 small children. And I said, it's a community center. I said, I need to be able to bring them to work with me. And she said, oh, yeah, bring them to work. Do whatever you do. And that's what sold me on it. It wasn't even the money, how much they were paying. It was the fact that I could get y'all there at that gym and be with me anytime that I was at work. You could come there, or my wife could come there, and I'm cool. And that's how I got the job. Yep.
Anything else
about that story? No, but I got plenty to tell about y'all.
I was about to say, let's get into what, in terms of what we were doing in terms of Clinton Ballers and all of that. That is like that's a wonderful. I enjoy that story. Just about Clinton Ballers in general.
What you want to know how I got it started?
How we got it started, where we came from.
All right, Clinton Ballers got started by, y'all remember Pastor Gunn, Avery Gunn and Emil Gunn's dad?
Uh-huh.
Wait. I thought it was Wingstop. Wingspot.
This was before this. This was before that.
Oh.
And you was a part of it, so you will remember once I tell you. So one day, they were trying to get some activities going for their church, right? So he called me up and asked me, did I have anything that they could do over there? I said, yeah, we just do basketball mostly. I said, but if you want to collaborate on something, we can do it. He said, how about, could you put a team together and I'll bring the kids over there from my church and let them play against y'all? And I said, sure, no problem.
Oh, so then I remember that.
I got all y'all together and we wore them out, right? So then Gaynor, Alex and Aiden's mom called.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And she was at the rec department down in Midway. and she wanted to do the same thing. And so I got Coach Pope, Carlos Pope, for those of y'all who don't know, I got Coach Pope, and I said, let's go down here. I want you to coach these kids, and we're gonna go down here and we're gonna play against Midway, because they were doing like some type of all-star team or something, right? So when they did that, we went down there and they beat us, but it showed me that there was a need for us to start doing that. So
I must not have been
then
there.
that's when
I
the
don't
Wingstop come in, Kayla. You don't remember going down to Midway and
I
them
don't
beating
remember
us
that.
down there?
I don't
Man, they had
remember
that
bro.
little boy, he was twice y'all size, and he wore us out. He was like in the post, but he wore us out. Gainer will tell you if you ask him.
I know
I
who
don't
you
remember
talking
that.
about.
I must have had a baseball tournament or something. I don't
Nah,
remember
you were
that, bro.
there. You were
You
there,
was
man.
there, Mike. Don't
You
try
were
to
there.
exclude yourself from the
I'm
butt
aware of that.
whoopings.
I don't
Hey,
remember that.
we
bro.
all got it that day. But then after that, the Wingstop came in whenever we first, you remember we first started going down to
Wilson.
Reed Street with Pi, playing with her on the weekends, right?
That's when we used to
And
play. Hey, that's when we played against Shamar and them.
yeah, yeah, sure was. And we were using those green rec jerseys, remember? The green, when you flip them over, they white on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Jarris McPhail. Jarris had the wing place down there where the daycare center is now. He used to sell wings out of that place. And I went down there and talked to him, and he's the one who purchased those jerseys. So even back then, Jarris was supporting us long time ago. Long time ago. And that's how we got the Wingstop jerseys.
I remember the Wingstop jerseys. Hey, we had them jumps for a long time too. Y'all had to have thrown them in the trash. I know I used to wear them jumps going outside and stuff.
I still got one. I kept one of those, and I kept one of the Clinton Baller jerseys that
The
the
big
numbers
one.
came off in DD wash machine. Remember them?
Mm-hmm. You know, hey, Jalen
kept one.
still got one of them jerseys. I said, you gonna get them.
Well, he probably got one of the blue and white ones.
He got the blue and white one, yeah. That team right there, man.
Yeah.
If we could have stayed together, man, we'd have been all right. We'd have been all right.
Well, believe it or not, that was the whole conversation between me and Coach Pope. I wanted him because Joe and Jeremiah was y'all age, and Carlos was the coach at the high school at the time. And I wanted him. I wanted to get y'all built up and get y'all used to playing with one another. So when she got to high school, y'all already knew each other. It wasn't no thing to be on the court together, and that's what happened. Y'all got there, and y'all were good, even though the coaches that were there didn't know how to use you. Y'all still were good,
This is where we get to the good stuff now. This is for both of y'all, for real. Dad and Michaela. At what point, there's gonna be two different answers from both of y'all, I know it. At what point did y'all know that Michaela was special, or she was a little bit different than everybody else? At what point was it during the Clinton Ballers time?
Well, see, for me, it was before that. I knew it before that. Like, you got to understand, she's in the middle of two boys.
Mm-hmm.
So all she played with were boys all day. I knew she was gonna be tough and she was special just by the fact of hanging with y'all and doing what y'all was doing. That's different.
When was it for you, Michaela?
I'm be honest with you, especially at that age, bro. Like, I won't even think about none of that. My whole thing was going out there and playing with. Nah, it was just playing with y'all, competing with y'all. Like Pop said, like, we grew up playing with each other. Like, I only played with boys for a long time. It was nobody in the city that was a girl that played. So I came around. So it was normal to me. Like, playing with y'all, whooping up on people was normal. Like, hooping with y'all was normal to me. So I ain't think nothing of it until Dad forced me to go play with girls. I remember that time we was at that tournament in Wilson, and all of y'all sitting there in the pool, and he said, telling me I got to go play in this game, bro. And I'm bro, I'm sitting here tight, Mike. Like, I'm like,
bro, how do you remember that, bro? I do not remember that.
Bro, because Mike, my feelings was hurt that day.
But she killed him though. She killed him though.
Hey, look, Mike, I killed him, and then I went to the pool, and y'all was out the pool.
No, I got pictures of you in that pool. Don't even try it with the guys too.
Yeah, I got in there for 5 minutes, man.
You better get out of the pool.
Bro, Mike,
she had the Speedo hat on.
The Speedo thing, yeah.
Hey, Pops, keep it a buck though. I was mad at you that day.
You stay mad at me all the time, Michaela.
No,
Yeah,
but that day
y'all-
right there, that day, that happened 15 some odd years ago, and I was still mad about it. Because you already knew I ain't want to go play with them. But that's when I knew right there, because like I didn't want to play with girls. I didn't care about, like, I just wanted to hoop with the boys. That's all I cared about was hooping with y'all. I ain't care about who else was on the court. None of that.
Nah, and I
See,
took
I
y'all
thought
to
different.
through some crazy places to play ball, man.
Man,
Crazy places.
I never forget that day you took us up to Raleigh, boy. We met our match with them, man.
That the one where Mickey Mouse jumped in the stands and all that.
What?
No, that's what. Hey, that's when we were down by 50. JJ hit a three. That was probably our first bucket in 10 minutes. He hit a three, started showboating, talking about us. we down 50. We just got the ball across half court.
Hey, look, this is crazy.
Hey, Pops, the worst thing about it.
I don't remember that stuff, man.
Hey, Mike, bro, the worst part about it is we had practice a couple days later, right? We get to practice. He said, don't touch no ball. JJ want to showboat. We down 50. We ran the whole practice.
And see, like y'all remember that stuff right there. You know the stuff I remember? Like, I remember like Jaden. Y'all know Jaden Bill.
Yeah, Jaden used to get buckets.
I used to always like remember that Jaden used to get cold buckets. And he got his buckets one way though. It was one way.
That floater.
Them floater, you hit that floater
Yeah.
every time.
That's the stuff that I remember. Like I used to be watching them play and I'd be like, oh, he about to get to that floater. And I know if he's shooting that floater, it's going in. Like that's the stuff I be thinking. Like I was watching whenever y'all was playing. You get what I'm saying? If
Hey,
not, I was somewhere mad.
Hey, thinking back on it, bro, both of those teams, bro, had to be the goofiest people I ever met in my life. Playing, bro, playing with Tamir, JJ, and Mickey Mouse.
Taquan and Naquan too.
Taquan and Naquan, man, the goofiest team ever. And then
you never get Naquan to tie up his shoes, man.
Man, Taquan, hey, they were gonna miss a layup now.
At least y'all won games. At least y'all won games, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, out of teams, bro, we were the better team.
But listen, let me ask
y'all
y'all this.
Older, though.
Let me ask y'all this. Did y'all see Marcus becoming what he is now?
You talking about back then?
Yeah.
Don't even lie, Michaela.
No, back then, no.
No.
Back then, absolutely not. He ain't even do nothing.
Would y'all be shocked if I tell y'all that I did?
Yes.
I would.
I did. And I also knew that Marcus was the better athlete out of all of y'all too.
There was a few that Marcus not a better. He was not a.
We're gassed.
Definitely now, but he not faster than me. He don't jump higher than me. He's just more explosive, bro. That's all it was. That's all it is.
I mean, Mikey.
He's more explosive.
Marcus can't outrun you. Marcus can't outrun you.
Marcus can't even.
But back then, though,
when we talk about being athletic and stuff like that, we talk about multi-sports and like all types of stuff like that. Marcus and Kate hit no baseball.
Yes, he could.
Yeah.
He could. Marcus just couldn't catch the baseball. He could hit a baseball.
No. He cannot hit no baseball.
Man, I watched him in the baseball league.
Hey, look though, on the real.
No, you didn't, Mike.
Dad
forced me to play. Hey, Mike. Dad forced me to play softball. That ball hit my hand, Mike.
You want better than me.
How about this right here? Michaela makes the All-Star team on the baseball team, right? With the boys. Makes the All-Star team, right? She gonna tell me talking about she want to be a catcher. She already being recruited by Duke to play basketball, talking about she want to be a damn catcher.
Hey.
I said, girl, you don't get your ass
Pops,
in there.
You want to know the crazy thing, though? Hey, I got back there, right? And this one I knew. I already knew I set myself up for the kill. My knees already hurt, one. Two, I'm back there. Every time they swing, I close my eyes and the ball go behind me every single time. I was like, nah.
You were back blind.
You gotta say, keep your tail away from that.
But I was a pitcher, though. You know me, I was the pitcher.
Michaela, no, you was not. No, don't try to tell this. You did pitch too. You were pitching, yes. You were pitching. But that you won't.
Michael, I was a pitcher, bro. Pitcher and first base.
Michaela,
Dad, was I like that at pitcher?
As a rainbow, Michaela.
I was bad. I was bad, Pops.
Talk your ish, Michaela. Talk your ish now.
Pops, I was bad.
Like this.
You could be Dad. You could be honest. Was I bad?
The only reason why they didn't hit the
As a
ball
pitcher?
because they ain't never
Yeah.
seen that before.
You weren't too good at the pitch, but I'm glad you tried though.
Man, I'm serious.
trying to
I'm
tell
an
you,
all-star at
like
pitching.
But listen,
So-
Michael
so my-
wasn't good either.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
You weren't good at no pitcher, bro.
Oh,
So
no, I
what-
want no pitcher, though. I want no pitcher. I ain't say I was a pitcher.
So what was my
played center
position? First
field.
base?
Now you played the best position that most people play: shortstop, center field. You played all those positions. You made an all-star team with the boys.
Come on now.
Listen, Michaela, I don't think you have looked back on your career yet to understand the magnitude of what you have accomplished up until you just finished last year. I don't think you even looked back to see or
Yeah,
even
she
think
had a
about
chance.
what you accomplished and what you've done.
She ain't had a chance to yet, and it's gonna start coming back.
I'm
to
telling
her,
you, man,
like,
that's
dang, I
unreal
did.
for a female to do the stuff you did.
You're gonna really be like, I did, man. I was decent. Like I did a lot of good things. You're gonna really start saying that to yourself.
Bro, I played soccer, middle school soccer, bro. I was goalie. I only got scored on one time.
And you quit right after the championship game.
Yup.
I remember on the way home, she told me I ain't playing soccer no more. Right after the game.
And then now look at me over here, sponsored by a whole professional soccer team. Crazy.
Yeah, but at least you know what you're talking about when you go out there with the soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, facts.
Mm-hmm. But
Now,
yeah,
I tell you, I thought Marcus was going to be the football player out of the bunch because he had great instincts about that football and carrying that football. Marcus, he was very special out there. But one thing they did that Marcus didn't like.
With tackle.
No, when they hit you, them big boys hit you hard. Marcus didn't like that stuff now.
Nah, I want to know.
Playing that.
Pops, I want to know why you said that you knew that Marcus was gonna be the one.
now we already. Let me
I
make
didn't
this
say
clear.
he was the one. I just said that he was going to be what he is now.
Let's make this
What?
clear though. I knew Marcus was gonna be good, but I didn't think Marcus was gonna be like good like he is now. You get
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
tell you
saying?
why. I'm gonna tell you why I
Yeah,
thought that he
I
was
feel
gonna
that
be good. That he's gonna be as good as he is now, because he did all of that stuff and accomplished all that stuff up until about the 11th grade without working hard. It was just natural.
Michaela.
Natural.
And look, but what's crazy though, because I even like I put Marcus and even though Jerm a little older than Marcus, I put them in the same category now. Because like I don't know 100% sure if how much Jerm worked out or anything, but I don't remember him being like a super hard worker either. But then like not this summer, but the summer before this one, whenever they was home at the same time, but they was putting in work. And it's showing, like.
But
They
you know
dominated the run.
what's crazy about Jerm is I told y'all this before, and y'all stood me down that I was wrong, but I coached him. I know. At one time, Jerm was the best defender we had. He was the best defender we had. Look, he was fast as lightning. Laterally, he was fast. Straight line. He had quickness. He was long. He was the best defender we had, man. I'm telling you. But then I had Jeremy at the gym one day, and
Then I came in.
huh?
Then I came in the picture, and I was a lockdown defender.
You played tough defense always, though. It's just that the boys got bigger. That's all. But
I don't
Jeremy,
remember you fouling. I don't remember you playing no lockdown defense.
Mike, you ain't
I
do
wish you were on the
I
ground.
said she played good defense. I ain't saying lockdown. I said good.
But
They
we'll
always
talk
play
about that
good
another
defense.
day.
I had Jeremy in the gym one day, and I was watching from the downstairs window, and Jeremy wasn't playing no defense, and I called him downstairs, and I said, Jeremy, I said, you just ain't gonna play no defense, and he looked at me, and he said, nah, Coach Wayne. I said, all right, go ahead on back out there. We did the same thing, man. But listen, I thought that Jerm, Marcus, and Claus was probably the best pure athletes that we had, and Tyon, the best pure athletes that we had. Like, I think that they were strong, they were fast, they didn't mind getting out there and playing. They had a little edge to them, little attitude about playing, and it shows at where they went. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Look what Jerm did. Look what Claus wound up doing. And look what Marcus is doing. You know, Claus is still playing football now.
Them boys,
I was
man,
doing a
look,
big one up there too.
I be telling them like, look, man, it's levels to this, man. Look, and you're gonna start doing this soon too, Michaela. Cause like I don't be competing with these dudes no more. Like I really go and play with them just because like I'm bored or Marcus home, I go and play. And I'm not looking to be guarding Jeremy one-on-one. Cause him and Marcus is dominating the runs, bro. They get the
But
ball,
they
they
still
get picked
looking
up on,
for you because you play college ball. They
and
still looking for
they
you to be like you was
exactly
back then. They don't know
right.
what you've been through.
Man, shoot, my knees hurt.
You won't catch me. Listen, you won't catch me out there running with nobody.
You don't never think you'll play pickup or nothing?
That I can't. I'm gonna be hurting.
What are you gonna do to stay in shape?
Into it. You'll get back into
Oh, I be
it.
doing my little
You'll
workouts
find
and
your
stuff.
you'll find your way.
But it's a difference. It's a difference when you go play if you like playing and just working out. Come on, man. I done played all my life. I done had too many surgeries for this,
Who
man.
she sound like that? She sound just like me.
Me and you.
I'm
Well,
not gonna
you think
say
about it
you're
now.
gonna say never, Michaela, because like you just said, you've been playing all your life. You're gonna have a day where there's gonna be a nice pickup run where it ain't gonna be nobody out there playing too hard. They're just gonna be out there getting the exercise in.
Like
You're gonna join in, Michaela. Watch.
listen, I promise you, I will be the one that they don't want on their team. Cause I ain't playing no type of defense and I stand in that corner the whole time.
What you think I do?
I'm not gonna make it to the other end of the court, bro.
Hey, speaking of which, I'm sorry to squirrel on y'all real fast, but I did want to say something earlier. Because we were talking about whenever we felt when we saw
squirrel on us.
Squirrels, like get away from what we're talking about. We were talking about whenever we found out Michaela was like a little different than everybody else. And I was just thinking about when I felt like I was becoming a little different from everybody else whenever I was playing. And that was whenever I went to Trinity. And I don't even think it was anything in terms of skill. I think it was all in terms of mentality. Because the way them boys up there was like getting after it, man. And I seen that type of energy and stuff that they had. I felt like that changed my whole, like, how I played everything. Changed my whole style.
Want no friends, brother.
They want no friends on that court,
Want
man.
no friends, brother.
For you, bro, how I feel to be playing with like high caliber players, especially like in the high school level.
Here's what's crazy though. You talking about Dennis?
No, I'm talking about you play with.
Yeah, Dennis. Yeah, Zoe. You had a lot of people that.
You had a lot of people that
Joey,
bro.
But Joey wasn't Joey just yet. He wasn't Joey until after I left. After I was gone. You get what I'm saying?
Joey,
he was
Joey
still young.
He was a freshman, him and Greg, but they contributed all year long. You just talking about one single game. I remember one game, Joey had about 29, 30 points in the game as a freshman. So Joey had showed signs the whole year.
The whole time where he was elite.
Athlete. Huh?
I mean, showed signs that he was elite. And we would see it all the time in practice and stuff too. Man.
And you know, I would tell you all the time that Greg was my favorite player out of all of them.
Greg could hoop, bro. I like Greg. But it was just like the main thing for real, Michaela. I didn't even look at it in that manner whenever we was playing. Because it was just like, how can I explain it? We didn't look at it, nobody looked at each other like high caliber players because we was in school together all day. Like we was really friends for real. You get what I'm saying? So like, just get in practice and then go at each other. Like it won't like no like yeah, he big time, so we can't do this and do that. Nah. But there is one instance though, like you know how you do the 4v4 shell drill?
Yeah.
Who in the world can stand in front of Junior? He used to destroy the whole. The only time we felt like he was like there was somebody that was more high caliber player is whenever we did 4v4, and they used to take Junior out the drill and send him down to the other end, and he'll be doing workouts with Coach Chuck while we doing 4v4 because he used to destroy the drill, bro.
That was that talent.
He used to destroy the drill. We could, if he was on offense, they want nothing you can do about it. You closing out to him. Think about that. You closing out to him, and he got that
What was that little move we used to put on y'all all the time?
The
Mike? What you
hesitation,
call
the
it?
same.
What? No, he
That
had
little-
a
that
name. What
He
he
little-
called it he called it Sub-Zero.
He hit him with a boom, and then he'll cock back like this.
Yeah,
Man,
but once he get in the air, it's over already. You ain't
Baseline,
letting him do
bro. Baseline Dennis was an automatic bucket, bro.
man,
Yeah.
we seen some stuff, man. I wish I would have been able to go to the game in Demantha where he scored 22 in that quarter. That was the craziest thing I ever seen.
Was this against 7?
Nah.
No,
this
Seven
was
got over
against-
Michael ass.
Man,
I was
cut it
there.
out. Cut
I
it
was there.
out,
He
man.
blew. Hey, there's a video on YouTube of that.
Man, he beat our press by himself, Michaela. I don't know what them coaches did at 7 when he got to college. He beat our press by himself.
He was one of the fastest fastest high school players, along with De'Aaron Fox that I ever seen.
De'Aaron Fox, boy.
That I ever seen before.
De'Aaron
Them
Fox
jokers were
was a problem.
fast.
But 7 Woods, they would take the ball out and he would hold the ball for a second, Michaela. And the person that took the ball out would run to the middle. I can't make this up. He'd run to the middle, and this dude 7 to follow right behind him. Full speed, break out press. Okay, there is a video, Michaela. He blew by me, and he dunked the mess out of it too. And guess what I did? Ran my tail down the wing. I ran right down the wing, Michaela. Get on the offense. But man, that performance that I seen from Dennis at Demantha, that was one of the best things I ever seen in terms of like at Trinity, because literally we ran the same play the whole quarter. We had a play called wing. I think it was wing, where we would throw it to the wing, and then I would cut out through the middle and go out through the backside. And it's kind of like an isolation pick and roll. So either the pick and roll can come or the pick and roll can stay. And the pick and roll stayed the whole time. He would just post up, turn around, and shoot over top. He hit 22 straight. I didn't touch. I brought the ball down the court. I threw the ball to him and ran to the other side of the court the whole quarter.
So you had at least 11 assists, huh?
I ain't even gonna say there was assists because he was getting them buckets himself. I ain't do nothing to make him score. Nothing. He just went after it, bro. We ended up losing that game though. But that team shot dang on 38 free throws, bro.
Let me ask y'all both this question. Both of y'all can answer. How would y'all feeling whenever I used to put y'all through all of that stuff at the gym and everybody else was doing other stuff and you had to do this before you can even play a game? What was y'all thought process about that?
Man, it got to a point where it was normal, so I ain't even care. I would just go ahead and get it out of the way. The faster I can get it done, the quicker I can go play. You talking about dribbling with the hand behind the back and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm talking about the laps around the before practice and all of that.
I ain't even care.
Michaela.
I didn't even, truthfully, I didn't care.
Michaela saying that because she ain't have to play pickup with that dang on 50-pound weight vest on. Or what was it, 25 pounds, whatever it was.
Michael had to wear them shoes around everywhere.
I used to hate that, boy. Michaela. I used to hate that. As soon as my dad would leave from work, take it off. Take it off. We had to go from 2 to 5 playing that 50-pound weight vest.
So if you got that weight vest on, since you use that weight vest, could you tell the difference?
Man, what?
When you took it off?
That's the greatest thing I could have ever done, boy. That helped me too, because then I started learning. I think that's what taught me angles. So I didn't have to do many moves and stuff anymore to get by people. I could just now I know that I could step towards your left foot and I can get by you as long as you're on my hip. Because that weight vest will slow my tail down. It'll slow me down.
You used to be mad too, because you used to come down there almost crying, talking about you can't do nothing out there and everybody's scoring on you and all that stuff. I just be laughing.
But after a while, it became, I was regular. I was just like hooping. And then
I saw the strip shoes in Marcus' car yesterday when I cleaned his car. No, before we went to Virginia, I saw the strip shoes in the car.
I hated those donks too, bro. I hated those.
I ain't never had to do none of that stuff.
Yeah, you had it made. Well, I ain't gonna say you had it made because you was going through your surgeries during that time, your ACL. So you ain't really have it made because you was going through. But Michaela, man, we were grinding. And during that time though, Marcus was still short too. Marcus was still little, so he wasn't even really getting the full blunt of it either. That's when
No,
my mom was being in the gym with me more too.
no, it was every time we had a workout, Marcus came up with some excuse as to why he ain't finna do it, or he came up with an argument or something. And I think, and I know, I ain't gonna think, I know he was doing it on purpose so he can go home.
Well, and that's the reason I never wanted to force it on y'all. I wanted y'all to know that it took that to make it to the level that y'all were trying to get to. But I didn't want Marcus to make it seem like it was a punishment to him. Like, oh, you going to do this. But when it got to the point where I saw that he was getting older, he would still had that same work ethic, then I started saying something to him about it. Because Marcus didn't want to work hard at all now. I'm telling you. He did not like practice. He did not like drills. He didn't like none of that stuff. All he liked doing is going to play forward.
You know, the main thing used to make me mad about him in workouts, man. He used to try to compare his speed to like NBA speed. So he's trying to compare his 5'7" speed to a 6'8" dude. And I'm like, bro, it may not look like they're moving fast, bro, but they're moving fast. He's like, nah, bro, they don't be having to go that fast.
Nah,
you know it now, don't he?
Yeah, he know. Yeah, he know now.
Nah.
That was a huge jump too.
Marcus
wanted to jump.
Marcus a missed workout, but he'll be sure to come 2 to 5.
He'll be ready to play.
It was a huge jump too, y'all, that really was undershadowed. Like it whenever I went to Trinity to play too, man, imagine going from playing against dang on 6'4" dudes being a center to 6'8", 6'9". I even had a 7-foot on my team at Trinity, I believe. Well, he said it was 7 foot. It was a huge like jump for me too. I don't remember going in the paint in practice.
Man, my whole thing with y'all, training y'all and teaching y'all how to play the game, I didn't have no idea on what it took. You know, I just knew that it took hard work, and I wanted y'all to be able to get dropped off anywhere on this earth and any gym anywhere and get picked up and do your thing out there and don't worry about what nobody else is doing, because you can't teach 6'8". But just because they 6'8", that don't mean that they nice. You know what I'm saying? It just means that they're taking up space. You got to find the spot that they're not willing to go to get your shot off. So it's just one of those things about being what the word is, cerebral.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Being smart.
Here we go.
And it's the same thing with football too. When I played football, it wasn't about this guy more athletic than me, this guy can outrun me, or this guy's stronger than me, or none of that. It was about the fact that if I knew where you were going, my job and my one and only job is to get you down on the ground. I ain't got to go run over there and run you over and do all that crazy stuff to you. My job is to stop you from getting the first down. Right?
That's true.
So that's all you do. You do what you need to do. It's just like getting buckets. You know how people do all these crossovers and be dribbling and going crazy and don't go nowhere? And you can take 1 or 2 dribbles and get to the hoop.
That's all it took. That's all it took for me. And I used to get picked on about it, man, because I had moves and stuff. Like I could dribble, but bro,
you had a package, Michael.
I had a package, but I ain't have to use it. I ain't never had to use it. It was simple for me. Either I catch it and shoot it, if I catch it and you close out too close, I'm gonna blow by you. And like I said earlier, that weight vest, man, that helped me with angles so much that I ain't in and out hesitation. That's all I needed, and I can get where I want to go.
Michaela, when did things first change with you as far as playing with girls, when you realized none of them really couldn't deal with you on the court?
That tournament that I didn't get to go to the pool. man, you don't know how I was.
You want me to know about that, don't you?
Yes, you're gonna hear about it all the time.
You can make sure you know about that, huh?
When that game, I was chilling, literally coasting, because I didn't want to be in that game with them girls. Didn't want to do it.
But you still killing them.
Yeah, I was chilling too, and it was just coming so easily, like breaking them down, doing whatever I wanted to, and I'm sitting here trying to look through the door where my friends at.
But you know what's crazy? You remember the girl? She was kind of heavy set girl. She was doing the scorekeeping over there all the time.
Yeah.
She came up to me after that game and she said, "Mr. Boykin, your daughter can play at Queens," because she was going to Queens College, right? During that time, she said, "Your daughter can come to my school and play point guard for us right now." And
Right.
you couldn't have been no more than 10, 11 years old.
Hey,
Crazy.
I
think
had to
these was-
tell them kids that at the school. I was like, look, you was there, Dad. I was like, look, me and my sister was playing with the high school level players when we was dang on 10, 11 years old. We was going
And I
to
think
summer
that's the
camps with the
thing
high
too.
school.
Nah, facts. But that's the thing, Pops. Pops, that's the thing though, for real. Like, I done lost my train of thought. But
Because
Right.
Michael
Listen
just
right there.
talked to you both times.
like he was gonna get that
Brandon
out.
Marshall on y'all, boy.
Man, I done forgot what I was gonna say. Oh,
Nah,
that's
bro.
the thing though, like thinking about just like, and this could be for another podcast too, like another episode. But just being so young and being recruited at so young, like y'all remember times where y'all was getting on them calls and I was over there fake sleep on the couch. That's when I already knew.
You was fake sleep.
What?
Man, that stuff right there was so unreal to go through that with you. I'm talking about this was before you even had an understanding of what was going on.
That's what I'm saying. I was too young to even be going through that. Like, I was fake sleeping on the couch. I should never at that young
Do you
age.
remember where your first offer came from?
There's too many of them.
West Virginia.
You know, the first offer, nothing against no other school or none of that, but the first offers, and that's the only thing I remember. And I be telling people this too, because this is what I remember because I was so young. I tell them about how Duke and Carolina was at my middle school game, championship game. When do they be coming to middle school games? They drove all the way down there to watch me play a middle school game.
That was the
beside
game.
each other.
Was that
And
the
I
game
said
that the
those
girls
were my
was falling
first two
down?
offers. Huh?
Was that the game where the girls was falling down when you was driving to the basket?
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, dropping like flies, boy. But the body control of that was crazy, won't it, Pops?
Yeah, you had like 33 in like the second half, didn't you? 33 and like
Mr. Matt Lauren,
yeah, Mr. McLaurin he was extra that game.
Mr. Matt Lauren was tweaking. But we can talk about that on another episode though, because
Now, there's a lot we can get into on you guys and y'all basketball careers and stuff like that. I just want to highlight the things that I went through when it comes to you guys and the battles I had to fight for y'all that y'all weren't aware of at the time. You know, we might have said something after the fact, but a lot of that stuff we try to keep from y'all. Like, you didn't know in the beginning that the coach was sitting you for a reason, and I found out the reason why she was sitting you is because the people had complained about you scoring so many points in the middle school game, and they were blowing them out so bad that now they only want you to play 2 quarters. And it was Tracy Thorne, and I remember I told him, I said, man, hell no, that ain't how the game is played. I said, if she can play, she their age. You let her go out there and play. You know, and that's one thing that kept me at Clinton High School, kept you at Clinton High School, was the conversation I had with CO. I said, look, I said, if I leave Michaela here, because she got a chance to go to any private school she wants to. I said, if I leave Michaela here at Clinton High School, where she want to be at, do I have to worry about you taking her out of games and not playing her because you feel like somebody's feelings going to be hurt and all this, that, and the third? And I said, she's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. You ain't going to see nothing like this in Clinton for a while. I said, so if any records out there that she can attain, I want you to let her play. And he told me, he said, huh?
It was one game though. That was when I had 55, and he sat me 4.
Yeah, but the game was already out of reach. Okay, you had 55 and you had 45 in the first half.
See, that's your mindset right there.
Nah, bro. Hey,
I had 55 and he sat me.
Records need to be broken, bro.
You got 55.
Yeah,
hey, look,
they are.
If I got,
I think I said something to him after that game too. I said it could have been special. It could have been special tonight. You know, and then after that, he let you go. You know, you had like 5 or 6 50-point games.
Quadruple doubles.
Hey, Michaela, here's the difference in the mindset right here. If I had 25, you could sit me the whole rest of the game. I'm good. I had 25.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's that simplistic mindset right there, bro.
Hey,
big word, simplistic.
Nah, come on, cerebral.
we gotta have something for whenever somebody say a big word or something.
Yeah, I gotta figure
Oh,
something
big
out.
word.
But you know what's crazy? We all
That's a big
educated
word
though.
for
We all
elbow.
got college degrees, so we supposed to know these words, right?
We all right.
How about we all are educated and we all are educators? How about that?
Oh yeah. But I'm the only one teaching the real subject.
What? See how your kids do on the EOG then?
Oh no, hey, we gonna see. We gonna see. Because they a little
Kids
topical
don't gotta
right now.
worry about it. Not with me.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
They said, "This is my favorite class of the day."
That's what they tried to tell me the other day. I said, quit lying.
They try to let you, they want to get out of your class, man.
I'm talking about you, my favorite teacher. I said, quit lying and get
You
on
know to
already.
get on my nerves. Here it is. Am I your favorite student?
Nah.
You better get out of my face.
That's what I tell them. I say, nah, bro. I like all of you.
Get out of my face. What's wrong with you? I don't have
Not
no
real. I
favorite.
ain't got no favorite now.
I got no favorite.
Like
What's
all
wrong
of
with
you.
y'all?
And then on the slide, I see him in the hallway. I'm like, you know, you're my favorite student, right?
Look, you the problem right there. He the problem.
Hey, y'all want to hear something funny real quick?
Tell us
Well,
something funny.
y'all gonna think it's funny or not, but I thought it was funny. It happened to me today. So I'm whipping the big bus, right? The little bus to take them to. Hey, hey,
Hey, I
bro.
told you she was driving the bus, didn't I? Did I tell
Hey,
you?
I'm driving the bus. I'm driving the little bus, the little white bus, right? I had to take them about an hour down the street to their soccer game. This one kid, he just like loves me. He's like, I want to get on the bus with you. Okay, cool, get on the bus. Come on, let's go. We riding, cool. Ride. This a smooth ride. He talking to me, everything. He talking about something like, Coach K, I'm your group leader, right? And I'm like, yeah, you could be the group leader next week, blah, blah, blah. So we get to the place, right? And it's like a narrow road that I gotta turn on. So I got this bus and it's a good size. It's like a half of the size of a cheese. I go to make that turn. We good. We cleared on the front half of the bus. The back half hit the curb. He gonna sit there and say, Coach K, I think the whole back side of the bus came up off the ground. I said, what you mean? He said, you ate that curb up.
Hey, I got one request for y'all though. One request to finish out the podcast. Since I'm about to be a new dad, I'm about to be a father. You know, I got
Wait a minute. You about to be a new dad. I'm about to be a new grandfather, and Michaela's about to be a new aunt. So you got to clear that up, bro. We in this
Okay,
together.
I'm gonna clear that. But look, let me get this part
re-say
out.
it.
Let me get this part out though.
No, redo it though.
I got to get my dad joke game up to par. Okay, so until a Lord is here, I was gonna say a dad joke at the end of all our podcasts. Okay, and you have to laugh because they're gonna be funny.
You talking about me?
Both of y'all.
It's already finna be corny. I already know it.
Are y'all ready for this? All right, here we go. Why won't the bicycle stand up by itself?
I don't know why.
Because it's too tired. Get it? Too tired?
How you get off this call?
Too tired? You don't get it?
Hey, Michael, that joke needs some Deer Park water because it's dry.
Bro, in the meeting, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all sitting through the podcast. Our very first podcast, Bonds Beyond Time. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Episode 2 will be coming up soon. Y'all got anything y'all want to close us out with?
Hey, the vibes are always gonna be here. Shout out to the gang. We out.
Pop.
I think your mama need a real dude back there in the room with her right now.
Oh gosh.
Come on, man.
I'll see y'all later. Appreciate everybody.
Peace.